The Phillies laid an egg. The Phillies laid an egg. Right after Rhys Hoskins stated he felt a little different type of atmosphere in the locker room, we lay an egg. We lose 5-1 in Game 2 of this series with the San Francisco Giants. Every time this team has a chance, every single time that this baseball squad has a little opportunity to make some sort of leap over a tiny little hump, we fall backwards. It's ridiculous. We had the Washington Nationals fall. We had a little bit of a chance there just to grab something, just to hold on to something if we were able to win this game and take a tiny step forward in that wild card race. And even in the division. And we take 7 steps backwards. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Vin Velasquez today because, yeah, he fails to go 6 once again. But the first 5 was great. Here's what bothers me, though. And I will defend Gabe and I won't defend Gabe at the same time. So let's be real. His first 5 innings was really good. The 6th, he struggled big time. He allowed the home run and things got ugly. But when the opposing teams go through Vince Velasquez for the first time, he allows a 192 batting average. Totally acceptable. The second time around, 194. Once again, very acceptable. The third time, 515. That is an obnoxious jump. That is an absurd jump. And when you are a team that uses analytics, you need to realize that. But here's where I will defend Gabe. If we watched Vince Velasquez throw 5 strong innings like he did, and for no reason whatsoever, Gabe Kapler elects to take him out of the baseball game, what do we do as fans? We scream. We freak out. Screw analytics, it's stupid, it's dumb. Because Vince Velasquez was doing fantastic. We would have said, trust your gut feeling. I'm just being honest, right? I'm not a Gabe Kapler supporter whatsoever. I don't think he's right for the job. But I do know how we would have reacted if we saw Vince Velasquez throw 5 super strong innings and then for no reason whatsoever other than analytics would we have taken him out of the baseball game. We would have outraged. And you know it. You know it's true. But now that we saw this happen, well, the next time he comes around, you take him out after 5 and nobody complains. But it's almost as if you needed to see this first. It's almost as if you needed to see the batting averages and see the numbers first before you understand why it's happening. But I do have to say, since we live and die by analytics, Gabe has to realize that. Someone has to realize that and pull the trigger. You can't allow that to go forward. You can't allow Vince Velasquez to take the mound again after he already saw the lineup 2 times. That third time is deadly with him. You can literally see the numbers tell you that. We do analytics. We live and die by analytics. You see the numbers, right? You gotta execute them then. If that's what we do, if that's our motto. You can't go away from what you believe in. Also, I feel like this played a factor. We have Jake Arrieta throwing tomorrow. Right now, with where he is with the bone spur, he realistically only can go 5 innings. So maybe Gabe Kapler said, we got to get Vince Velasquez to go deeper so we can save some of the bullpen. Well, that didn't really work, but maybe that was the thought process. But let's talk about the bullpen, because after Vince Velasquez allowed the home run, we're down 2-0. Adam Morgan came in, and he got shelled. He got rocked. Gabe Kapler, after the game, stated he noticed it from the dugout that Adam Morgan didn't really have his stuff. But you kept him in the ball game, Gabe? You allowed him to go out there and continue to struggle? These are the things. These are the things that just irk me so much. Adam Morgan got destroyed out there. Then you had Zach Eflin in the ninth, and he was heavy. Was he? He was probably heavy. That's the right word to describe it. Heavy. He got out of a bases loaded jam there, but let's be real. He left some pitches over the plate. He got somewhat lucky. It could have been way more damage. I don't know what to tell you with Zach Eflin. I just don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you go from that great to this pathetic with a blink of an eye. With a blink of an eye. But he was bad too. Hector Neris came in the 8th when it was 5-1. I'm questioning what's going on there. Well, we find out that he dropped his appeal from his suspension. Now, clearly the Phillies thought about this because he's not going against the Chicago White Sox now. You lose him for tomorrow, and then it was a 3-game suspension, I believe, so you lose him after he dropped his appeal. He won't be able to go, and we play the Chicago White Sox. So strategically, the Phillies thought, let's have him sit against bad baseball teams. A bad baseball team, and we'll see how it works. Now, luckily, we have that Blake Parker guy coming in, and he's obviously someone who has had experience in this league closing games, so we'll see if that means anything. But there's someone there to at least go. Someone who has at least been, someone who's been in the position before to close baseball games. Let's talk about this offense, because this offense has been horrendous. 5 hits, 2 of them was Gene Segura. Here's a stat for you. 33rd time the Phillies were held 2 or less runs. The only other 2 teams to do that more times than 33 times, the Miami Marlins and the baseball squad we saw tonight, the San Francisco Giants. Those are bad offenses to be in the same name with. You don't want to be surrounded by names like that when it comes to your offense. That's embarrassing. It really is. Scott Kingery's going ice cold. Another 0 for night. And it sucks because this is when Gene Segura's getting hot. And this defends what I've stated for so long now through 100-plus games. Nothing can click at the same time. And I always mention it in the terms of the pitching, the hitting, the bullpen. Right? The starting pitching, the bullpen, the hitting. I always talk about how they're on different pages all the time. Well, we're even getting that when you look even deeper. So we're talking about the hitting. Okay, let's dive deeper. Let's look at the people in the lineup who's supposed to do the hitting. Gene Segura gets hot as hell. Scott Kingery can't hit a lick. It's unbelievable. And I know Reese had a bad day. He went 0 for 4. And I know Bryce Harper went 0 for 2. Didn't get any hits, but he walked twice. And I got on Rhys Hoskins for walking when he was in the 4th hole, saying, listen, your job there isn't to walk, it's to knock in runs. And Bryce Harper today was in the 4th hole, and he walked, but there was no opportunities for him to really cash in and knock in runs. So it's hard for me to get upset with that. But here's the thing. And Ricky Bowe brought this up on the post-game show. When you have guys like Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Harper, who statistically throughout this season walk a lot. They've walked a ton. An obnoxious amount, really. Okay, that's good. At times, walks are very, very, very valuable. But then what? Who's knocking them in? Walking helps your baseball team, absolutely. Well, then what? Who is bringing these runners in? Right? I mean, at times you can only do so much. You work the count, you work the pitcher, you earn your base. Well, how do you get across home plate? Your teammates have to support you. It's almost as if we don't have that support. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. That this team fails again. Fails again. Why is it that when the moment is bigger, so it seems, right? Because you have the Nationals losing. You're in a position now where you're closer to that wild card spot. You're closer to the Washington Nationals. There is a spot there to somewhat make a tiny bit of noise. That's all I'm saying. Just a tiny bit of noise. And you can't do it. You can't win. You fall flat on your face. And when we come out like this, it's never a 4-3 heartbreaking loss or a tough fight game. It's a hard-fought game. It's a battle out there. It's a good baseball game, and one team has to just lose because that's the way this works, but no one deserves to lose. It's never games like that. It's a 8-1 stinker. It's a 5-1 stinker. It's It's a 4-0 stinker. It's a game where we only come out and have 5 total hits. We always lay an egg in those situations. It would be a lot different if it's just 9-8. It's unreal. It's a fantastic baseball game. You're playing your heart out. You can see everyone leaving it out on the field. It's still painful, but you see the effort level there, and you see the team coming out with a certain swagger to them. That's not how it's been going. This is how it ends every single time we have one of these games. This is the turning point game. This is the game that feels different. Okay. Yeah, because here I am, making the same type of video. Freaking out about how ridiculous this baseball team really is. It's almost as if I can't wait for the season to be over, but at the same time, I don't. Because I want to make the playoffs. I want to make it happen. I want to see Aaron Nola experience a playoff game. That's why I want to make it so bad. That's what's so crucial to me. I need to see Aaron Nola get himself in a wild card game. Do or die, high intensity, a lot of pressure, on the road even. I need to see Aaron Nola experience that so he can take the next step in his career. That's all I care about. So frustrating, so frustrating. Let me know your thoughts down below on this game, from Vinny V to Hector Neris to the offense to the team coming out and laying an egg like always. It is what it is, fellas. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.